have fun.
Everything is a vibe here.
Live your best life.
Soft life, baby. Soft.
Hey housemates!
We in the house.
Guys, welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
I'm Dumi.
And I'm Sandiso.
And this is the Ngwenyas house.
Ngwenyas house?
So if it's your first time here,
you're not a housemate yet.
To become a housemate, all you need to do is click subscribe
and press the notification bell
and the all option
so you don't miss a notification
every time we post.
And if you're a returning housemate,
welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
A year.
Yes, guys, we are finally doing this video. Today we're going to be talking about budgeting for a trip, everything that comes with planning a trip or vacation,
and tips and things like that. But obviously we're going to be speaking from our perspective, from being from like us
how
being
we
related,
plan
how
our
we
trips.
plan,
yeah,
and maybe somebody could pick something up from that. It's not like it's planning a trip for dummies or anything, but
yeah, but it's planning a trip for it applies for friends, couples, or like individuals. So the reason why we're even doing this video is because we got a lot of questions in terms of our Knysna vacation, and people were asking how much we spent, and they were like, how did we plan for it and everything. So that's why we're doing this video. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's go.
The first vacations you go to, if you are in South Africa, it's clearly Durban, Cape Town.
That's not true though.
But that's true. Like if you're in South Africa, those are the main things. Like
from
I
here,
feel like when you don't have money, like that's the first thing.
But from here, what about people who are like closer to other places?
Or like still they plan to go to the beach.
Okay, in the comment section, let us know if you agree with Dumi that like Durban, Cape Town, or
who in Durban is like I'm going to vacation in Johannesburg.
No, like that's what I'm saying. Let us know in the comment section if you agree with me or you agree with Dumi. Anyway,
okay.
As you were saying.
So as I was saying, obviously those are the first places. But if you are at a place where you are trying to now explore different places in South Africa, except the main vacation spots, then you need to do your research. Put in your research, search places. Obviously, like YouTube has been a very good tool to actually look to help, because you can watch people's vlogs and see the places that they've went to, and then that's where you start getting direction in terms of where you'd like to go.
When you're doing your research, you also have to decide what type of holiday do you want to do. Do you want it to be a staycation, like where it's like you just go somewhere close, or and you stay in the same place? Or do you want a beach holiday, or do you want a city holiday? You know what I mean?
Or an exploring type of holiday,
like adventure and things like that. Those are the type of things that you need to like do your research about.
Yeah. When we were deciding on this trip, we wanted rest. We wanted somewhere that's chill, that we can rest, that's not like too busy, and that's how we landed on Knysna. Like we wanted to go to Knysna. When we were deciding on this trip, we wanted rest. We wanted somewhere that's chill, that we can rest, that's not like too busy, and that's how we landed on Knysna. Like we wanted to go to Knysna. Then now came the part of planning. So the research is very helpful for you to start planning activities, where you're gonna sleep, if you're gonna just decide to stay in the whole time, and maybe try out a few restaurants. So how do we usually divide our budget up?
Okay, once you've done your research and you've decided this is where you want to go, then obviously the next step is deciding, we'll see how much are you going to spend. Most of the time you're going to spend the most either on flights or on accommodation. Most of the time, those are the two big things. Most of it's going to be based on the Knysna vacation and also the Durban, the Durban trip. If you don't know what we're talking about, in the description box, we're going to put in the links to the two different vacations we took, and later on in the video, there'll be a pop-up banner either there or there. First things first with Knysna, we thought, okay, we have to fly. When we fly, we're not going to fly directly to Knysna, we're going to get to George. So then that ruled out Ubering like Ubering around, so I had to rent a car when we get to George. Then from there we then had to find a place of accommodation. After seeing how much flights were, our only option for accommodation was Airbnb, because like hotels are very expensive. And then from there we obviously wanted to have a good time, so we wanted to go out, we wanted to experience restaurants. We weren't really planning to cook for the whole vacation. In fact, we didn't actually want to cook anything. We decided to cook just so that we can make content for you guys. Otherwise, we weren't even going to cook. So then we had to do
so
entertainment.
It's flights, renting a car.
It's flights, renting the car, accommodation, and then groceries, because we said we're going to cook. Then there's entertainment, and then after entertainment includes like food, drinks, going to restaurants, things like that. And then on top of that, then there's activities. Make sure that you separate entertainment from activities, unless obviously you're going to an adventure place, so then maybe your entertainment is those adventure things that you're doing. So that's how we split up our budget. And then something else that I like to do when we do our budget, I always add about 500 rand just as an emergency thing, in case something happens. Maybe we blow a tire in the rental car, or maybe we decide we want to spend an extra night, or any emergency or anything actually occurs, you know what I mean? So that's how then we split the budget,
and we landed on 15.
And that's how we landed on 15,
because everybody was like, whoa, 15.
And the Knysna trip, the thing that took up majority of the budget were the flights, because the flights were literally almost 5,000 rand. Then everything else was 10,000. So if maybe we were going on a trip that we were driving, we were definitely going to spend less. We're just going to like put a budget for wear and tear and for petrol and toll gates and stuff. We still were able to save, I think it was about 1,000 something on
2,000,
close to 2,000 rand on the flights to Knysna, because we use FNB and on the eBucks program. So with eBucks, they give you up to, it depends on your level, but I think it's up to 40% of discounts on flights. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not like, it's not a paid post. So we got 35% or 30% off, if I'm not mistaken, of the flights. And on top of that, I had eBucks, so I was able to pay for part of the flights with eBucks. So that's another way that you can save on trips. Saba well saying, yeah. So if you join FNB, use the link in our description. So that you can join eBucks. So in order for that to happen, please continue to subscribe to our channel. Please continue sharing us everywhere, so that we can be able to grow and be able to get brand deals like that. And if you're already following us, feel free at the end of the video to follow us on our Instagram. That link will be in the description box. What else did we plan? What was different when we were planning for Durban than Knysna?
Durban, we didn't make any activities, not even one activity.
We didn't do any activities.
We didn't do like activities. We went there for like a staycation with entertainment, chilling at the beach, but there was no like going on
there was no yacht going on the yacht.
We did want to go to South Beach, but when we got there, like the machines were all down because it was during
COVID,
the weather, it was raining, and the machines were down because of regulations, lockdown regulations. So we couldn't actually do like activities. So that's why our budget was less. And obviously like petrol, we spent like 1,000 going then coming back, because my car is very fuel efficient. So those were the main differences, because I remember for the Durban trip we did 4,000. So the budget was 8,000.
What we usually do is every month, because we know that every year we're going to travel. So this year we had planned that we're going to, each quarter we're going to take a vacation, and we haven't done this yet, but we also said we're going to try and see if it's feasible every 2 weeks to do maybe a weekend getaway, whether it's a vacation or going somewhere close. So then what we have been doing is we put aside money every month. We put aside money every month for the whole year as a whole. So then when it's time to travel, we go through the steps that we were speaking about before and then budget for that specific trip, and then that's how we have money for that trip. The only trip that's different is the trip we're going to take at the end of the year, where for that one we're saving specifically for that trip, because we want to take, is it 2 weeks?
No, I think it's a full week, like 7 days.
It's about, yeah, so I want to take a long trip at the end of the year. So for that one, we specifically put money aside for it. We interrupt this video
for an ad break. For vacation lookbooks and all of that, you can follow me on Do Me N, or you can subscribe on YouTube to Do Me N, and you can look at my vacation lookbooks where I buy my clothes and everything that you want
to slay on a holiday,
slay on a daily basis.
I mean, if you want to slay
at a budget, guys, at a budget, we are all about.
Yeah, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe to our channel. The link will be in the description box, and at the end of the video there's going to be a little pop-up button next to the Ngwenyas house one, so check her out on her channel as well. Thank you for tuning in to our advert.
Back to regular programming.
You have to know your partner or know your friends if like you're going to be planning activities and stuff. For example, with Dumi, now we know that she's seasick, so I'm not going to plan things that are around the ocean. Maybe we can do dams or a lagoon or what, but now we're no longer going to do an ocean. I'm afraid of heights, so I'm not going to do things like bungee jumping or or things that include heights. So you should also keep that in mind if you're planning your activities. If you want to surprise your partner, if you're planning together, think of those things.
The last thing is accommodation, like choosing your accommodation. So for us, we went with Airbnb because Airbnb has affordable stays and it has the most beautiful places, and it's much cheaper than a hotel. Just that sometimes it's at the person's residence and stuff where that could not be ideal for people. But because we spent so much on flights, we had to do a sacrifice on the accommodation.
So very quick recap before we close the video. First things first, you do your research. You know what type of trip or vacation you want to take. Secondly, then you go into budgeting. That's when then you know the activities you want to do. You know if you have to pay for flights or etc., or you're going to drive. And then thirdly, make sure you split your budget according to what you want to do. The last thing is have fun. Live your best life.
Make new friends. Like, yo guys, the last day on our Knysna vacation, we met the best people and we had the most fun. And the other thing I want to add about Knysna is so different to Cape Town. Cape Town has a lot of activities. You actually end up spending more money in Cape Town than in Knysna, because there's malls, there's V&A waterfront, there's everything.
Like Cape Town is like a city.
It's like going to a trip in a city, just that it has the ocean. But with Knysna, it's more chilled. That's that.
Yeah, I think with regards to the tips and things like that, I think we've covered everything. We've done a recap, and like my wife was saying, Knysna was amazing. Durban Umhlanga was also amazing, and we look forward to bringing you guys to many more trips, and we hope that what we said could possibly help you guys
in planning
planning and maybe saving for your trips. Another couple who actually talk about saving is Mzwandile and Caesar. So what I'll do, because they have this whole thing about saving, like long-term savings. So I'll put a link in the description to that video, so you can also, that's something else you can try out for saving for a long term and maybe for trips as well. It will be in the description box. And yeah, that brings us to the end of this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. We'll see you next week with another video, housemates.
Bye, housemates.